Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all doing well. Today we're going to be taking a look at something new. Released today is the new route from Rivet Games. So it runs from Switzerland through to Italy, from Tirano to Bernina. Takes in some lovely scenery, which I'm sure we'll see today. So this scenario is going to take us on the whole of the route. So this one's a special photo train. We'll be taking over a special service spot, stopping at the most scenic places along the way. Passengers will then take some nice photos. So quite a varied route, and as I said, it's going to take in all of the route. You can see here where we've got to stop. Some really tight bends and inclines to tackle there. I'm sure we'll get through them just fine with our electric multiple unit. So without further ado, let's get started then. So here's our train. Got the multiple unit with the coaches on the back too. So what we need to do is get set up first. So we need to pop in the master key. Go. The reverser into forward. And of course, unlock the doors. So while that's happening, hope you're all doing well. Hope you had a nice start to the week. Rather snowy here, which is rather fitting for the scenario we're going to do today. Doesn't take too long to get these passengers on board. We've got another train just arriving in here. Because we've got the red signal there that we need to remember before we set off. Cruise control set to 25 at the minute. Should be just fine for what we're going to be doing for now. Can increase that using this handle here and take that up to the 45 limit just for now, so at least we don't speed. So that's a mixed freight is next to us, so we've got the passenger multiple unit and the freight on the back. Our train is ready to go. So as I said, this scenario is going to take in all of the route, so make sure you look out for any nice views and that sort of thing. So let's take off the brakes. Set the cruise control to 25 is what it wants us to do. So I've literally just booted this up. We were provided this from Rivet Games for review. So I've booted this up. This is the first time out of playing this. So let's see how we get on, shall we? There we go. Set the power to 20%. And let's get going. Our first viewpoint is in just over a mile's time. So we've got the cruise control helping us down the hills to 40 kilometres, so there'll be no speeding around here. Always useful. Well, this is certainly a route you want to be outside, I think, looking rather than stuck inside. Got the mirrors there if we needed them, but don't need them. Off with it now. But yeah, definitely want to be outside looking at the lovely views. Right, so how good are the brakes? Let's have a look. Quite good, because it is a multiple unit electric, of course. Need to stop in the right places for the photographs, of course. Got the snow there being brought up by the train. ease off the power there. Come on, that's it. No one to go past. Oh. Right, allow the passengers to take photographs. I think that's a very good place to start. So take his own photo, shall we? Using the photo mode. Just do nicely. Save that. A bit of a wider one as well. Taking some of the scenery. Yeah, that should do just nicely. Right, we've got our photographs, so we'll wait for the passengers to take theirs. Right, so the passengers have taken their photographs and we can go again. And off we go. So this route is available on Steam, Xbox, Epic Games and the PlayStation for around $29.99 here in the UK. Our next stop's in just under 3 kilometres time for another photo stop. Really clinging to the mountainside here as we follow it round. We've got a 30 coming up, so let's reduce the cruise control down to 30. We'll keep it at 35 for now. Good evening, Sugar Rush, hope you're doing okay. Jump inside the cab for the tunnel. Bring that cruise control down to 30. Yeah, we're back out. Look at that view. Lovely. Lovely weather for the photographers as well, getting nice photos. So we're into the 30 limit now. Cruise control doing a good job at braking for us. About the sharp inclines.
In wenigen Minuten erreichen wir den einzigartigen Aussichtspunkt Alpgrün auf 2091 Metern mit Sicht auf den Palü-Gletscher und den Piz Palü. Hier eröffnet sich ein herrlicher Blick über das Puszlav, das Val Poschiavo. In der Ferne spiegelt sich die Wasserfläche des Puszlava-Sees.
Pochi minuti raggiungeremo l'esclusivo punto panoramico Alp Grum, che a 2091 metri offre una vista del ghiacciaio del Palù e il Piz Palù. Qui si apre allo sguardo una magnifica vista sul Puszlav da Val Poschiavo. In lontananza si specchiano le acque del lago di Poschiavo. In lontananza si specchiano le acque del lago di Poschiavo.
In a few minutes, we will reach the unique viewing point Alp Grum, which, at the height of 2,091 meters, looks over the Palou Glacier and the Piz Palou. Here, a spectacular vista opens over the Puszlav, the Poschiavo Valley. In the distance, the waters of the Lake of Poschiavo are reflected.
Well, the announcements are a nice touch, aren't they? Thought I'd let you play that over than me speaking over it. Excuse me. So these are really steep inclines here, aren't they? Not something I'd want to be tackling. In fact, let's take a quick photo while we're there, because that really shows you the sense of So our next stop for the scenarios coming up, just around 700 meters to go. Green signal, which is always good to see. Yeah, at the minute we're doing a lot of braking, not very much acceleration, but good to see the trains doing most of the work for us. Back in the cab for this next bit, I think. We've got a station coming up. So if you are just joining us, then we're on the newly released Bernina line from Rivet Games for Train Sim World 4. We're on a bit of a photo charter kind of thing, scenario, where we're going to be taking in the entire line, stopping at different places for photos. Right, so let's wait there for photos to be taken. I think we'll grab one here ourselves. Thinking something like this. I should do okay. There we go. So, if you are just joining in, have you got any thoughts about buying this route yourself, or are you still yet to decide? Let us know. Right, I think we're about ready to go again. So our next point to pass is not too far away at all, really. Right, so let's get going. So, let's release the brakes. Cruise control is already set. Ready, so no need to worry about that one. Still very steep here. But look at the views you do get. Lovely. Sharp. So it looks like it's just wide enough for one train at the minute. So I assume that's where we'll be stopping. It shows the passing loops down there, so it looks like we've got some big corners to be taking first. Ah yes, look, we've got to do a big curve round there, and then it looks like we're going under here next, and then out that way. That's a nice photo, isn't it? So we're actually going away from our next point at this point currently. We're going to be big curve round, and in we go. Out we come. Well, I say out we come, we've got the avalanche shelter above us. Can see out there though, that's wonderful, isn't it? So we are actually now on our way towards the next stop, rather than going away from it. Out from under the shelter we come. 500 meters to go towards our next stop. The cruise control is doing a very good job at keeping us just on the 24-25 mark into another tunnel. I can imagine doing this without cruise control would be very hard to brake, accelerate, that sort of thing. So it looks like the end of this tunnel will be the next stop. Or I think I'm going to go and grab a quick drink while we wait for the passing, photographs, that sort of thing. Round a couple more corners yet for the stop. And out we come. Ah yes, it's just over there by the looks of it. It's got one more corner to go. Let's start applying a little bit of brake. There we go. Right. Whilst we just wait here for photographs and that sort of thing, I'm going to take a quick drink break, and I'll be back in 2 minutes' time. Won't be long. Welcome back, everybody. So we've just hit pause there as literally I went for the drink. The train passed us there, so. That's just the electrical multiple unit, whereas we have got some extra coaches on the back. Right, so we've got to head off towards the next station yet, so we'll get that underway. Six kilometers to our next stop. Jump back in here for the avalanche shelter. And he is really rather detailed. Everything, there's a lot of clickable buttons. Some aren't, of course, but in some ways that reduces confusion for everyday gamers. Lots of displays. So we're going to Tirano. If you are just joining us, then we are running a photo special from one end of the line to the next. So we're taking all of the route, which for those that don't know, is all of this we're currently driving round. So we started up in Bernina here. We've worked our way round to here, and we're currently working our way down around these corners here. Yeah, this route's certainly not just whooshing up the ECML at 125 miles an hour, is it? This is very different. We'll certainly have to go and have a look inside the carriages at some point on the route. I think the speed limit has increased slightly, so that is good. We can increase the cruise control in a couple of minutes. So what's everyone's thoughts so far on the route then? Right, let's increase the cruise control to 30. There we are. A little bit quicker. Right, looks like we've got another big curve to go around. You can just see where we're going on the right there, the other side of this valley here. Quick photo, I think, just before we jump into there. I think is in very much in order. Very picturesque map this. You'll probably find yourself taking lots of pictures. How does that look? Right, 5.5 kilometres to go to our next stop. So I assume we aren't stopping at this station here in the minimap. Or, of course, that might shoot down very quickly. That says distance 1.5 kilometres though, so... Though it might shoot down rather quickly as we go around corners, that sort of thing. Not sure how that's gauged yet. So these are the coaches that we're taking behind our EMU. Interesting they don't have tail lights on, but I'm not one to judge what the safety restrictions are. Although it is something you don't see it here in the UK anyway, that an EMU hauling a set of carriages behind it as well. I suppose it's there to help to meet demand, that sort of thing. So yeah, we're not stopping here, we can go straight through. Right, so we can increase the speed, but it does go back down to 30, so I think we'll just stick to 30, I think, here. Don't think there's very much point in increasing. We do have signs of cars here, though, we haven't seen those yet. Must be getting quite low down in the valley. Oh. Managed to glitch inside the carriage there. That was oh yes, you can actually park yourself in the carriage from the exterior view. Right, here we go. Round more corners. Jump in here for the tunnel. Bit of a short one, this one. If you are just joining us, then we're on the newly released Berninalinie route for Train Sim World by Rivet Games. Just released today, so if you're after the newest releases, then this is the one for you at the minute. We're currently on a photo charter kind of service, going from one end of the line to the next, so we're taking in the entire route, stopping along the way for photographs. 3 kilometers to our next stop as we curve our way around. Another green signal, which is always good to see. Now it does seem a rather long way between stops, really. Not stops, passing loops. Been going quite a while since the last one. Maybe there's one coming up or something like that. Round we go. Looks like we're going into there, so actually I think we'll stick this one out here. And watch that go around. Alright, let's jump back in the cab. Let's see if there's a nice point for a photo stop, for his own sake, I think. Somewhere down here might be alright, actually. Somewhere in this patch of sun. Yeah, let's stop here, take a quick photo and have a look around. See what we can see on the side of the mountain. Right, let's take a quick photo. Let's see what we can do here. So, do a few of the settings, turn down the exposure a little bit. Alright, so let's have a quick look round, shall we? Obviously we are in the middle of nowhere, but gives you a good idea of where we are. We've kind of looped his way round all the way down here. Still have all of the These are quite cool, aren't they? I bet these in real life have a superb view out the window. Look at that. Really is nice. Of course, not great when you just want to pop to the shop with all the snow around, but as everything has its benefits and pros and cons. So I think we're ready to set back off again. Let's release the brakes. And we can crack on. Looks like it's just about to start snowing again, so we'll put the wipers on a little bit. Can we do it just a little bit? There we are. Don't need them full blast just at the minute. Oh, it's turned bleak now, hasn't it? Just as we were taking some nice photos of the sunny and snow scenes just then. Turned rather bleak now, though. Ah, the whistle's on the accelerator there. That's interesting. Coming into much lower ground now, aren't we, because the snow's disappearing. Going out with the rain. That shows how sharp we're going, doesn't it? Right, so we've got a yellow coming up, but the next one's a green, so maybe just a warning maybe of a passing loop or that sort of thing. Coming into some double track territory here. Nobody to pass at the minute, so we can carry on straight through. And back into single line and through some more lovely scenery. Though it has returned in really rather cloudy now, seeing not very much view round. So if you're just joining us, we're on the new Berninalinie route for Train Sim World. Currently running a photo charter scenario where we're traversing the entire route, stopping at different places for passengers to get off and take some photos. Currently around 2 kilometres out from our next stop, which is Poschiavo. Obviously I've said that wrong, but that's how it looks, spelled up in the top left corner. Looks like we've got a crossing coming up or something. Yes, a road crossing. Get away from that beeping noise. So currently on what looks to be a 7% grade, which is certainly steep. So the stop we're actually going to is behind us, so we've got another big curve coming up, I assume, to get back to the direction we want to. We do have a 25 limit coming up, so we'll drop that down. Don't want 20, this is a bit fiddly. There we are, 25 will do. It's a long way down there, that's 3 bridges there. Here's our big turn back, I think. Is this in the tunnel? So for the collectibles for this route, there are 2 kinds of collectibles. Alpine hats is one of them, and some Italian pizza that you've got to go and find out. Now maybe we'll go and have a look at those when we get to the next station. Maybe we'll find some there. So there are quite a few different stations you can call at. So that keeps you on your toes, and obviously on this scenario that we're doing, we actually have to stop off at some photo points as well, so again, keeps you on your toes, you're not just whipping yourself around down a straight piece of track. So that's our schedule, so we're doing okay at the minute. So we're currently playing on a PC, and in the bottom left we're reading between 40 and 60 FPS, which I think is absolutely fine. So the line itself is 38 kilometers in length, and we've already seen that some trains run just as the EMU, which is the RHB Allegra EMU. Now some of them come with extra coaches, which are the A and B coaches, and we've also seen the tank wagons. We've seen those on one train, and also in the sidings at the last place we stopped at. There was a wagon parked in there. It also comes with some timber wagons as well, so certainly a variety of things for you to be taking up and down the mountain. The scenario we're doing is one of 5 of these, but it also does come with the timetabled services, so there's plenty of game to be playing. And of course, if you really want to put a pacer on in free roam, then by all means try and get this up. But obviously it's not the right gauge for a pacer, so you'll most likely struggle on that one. So it looks like we've got a 55 limit coming up after the stop we've got to make. But there is a red signal after that station that we've got to be aware of. We're back into the double track section now. Interesting how on the last passing loop we went on the right hand side, and this time we're going on the left. Thank you very much for the 5 bits there, Sugar Rush. Yeah, I think it's quite a good route. I don't know what your thoughts are so far about it, but I quite like the difference in heights, going round the corners, that sort of thing. You're not just, as I said before, you're not just putting your Eleonora zoomer up to 125 and letting it run as an express down to Peterborough. You definitely got to watch your speed, and hope you are enjoying it anyway. Right, we'll start applying some brake because we've got to stop here. Certainly coming into a much more built-up area now, though. Right, let's get the train into the station. Right, so I can see there is an ad break coming up, so this looks like a perfect chance to take that. So feel free to go get yourself a drink while we're stopped here. And once everyone is back and we're finished with the ad break, we will continue. So I will see you in a couple of minutes. And then we'll carry on. Welcome back, everybody. Hope you managed to grab yourself a drink. We're ready to go here, so I just paused the game when it said ready to unlock the doors. The sun's come out, which is good news. We can see lots more of the scenery. So let's lock the doors. Now we do have the red signal just up ahead, so we you see that. Now it's gone green because we've told the signal we're ready to go with the doors locked. So let's get underway. Oh, that's it. That is interesting. There is a red and a... there we are. That's better. We can understand that now. So next stop is Lago Poschiavo viewpoint in 4.5 kilometers. Now this is a viewpoint, so this will be for the passengers to take a photo. Now this is really nice, going through the backs of the town. The other train's there waiting for us. So what we can do is we can increase this to 55. Let's increase that 55, there we go. Some empty coaching stock on the right there, in the sidings. If you are just joining us, then we're on the Rivet Games Bernina line, which has just been released today for Train Sim World 4. Currently doing a photo special scenario that comes included with a pack that lets you traverse the entire 38km route in one go. So we've kind of made his way down the mountains behind us, snaking his way down. And we're just in the town. So we let's reduce the speed here so we can get down to the 30. But yeah, they definitely don't do corners and things by halves here. And into the 30 we go. Nicely done. So we've got a station coming up, but we don't need to stop there. We're actually on the road here, aren't we? Oh, yes. Crossing there, that's nice. Let's turn the wipers off. The wipers off. Yep, there we are. Can increase to 60 now. So I'll just wait for the marker to go up. Now this looks a little barren over here. You'd expect maybe some trees or houses there. Maybe it's like that in real life, I'm not sure. Never been to this area myself, but brakes, bring it back down to 45. Need to bring it down to 40 next. Bring that down, ready. A lot more difference in the where we've just come from to where we are now. A lot more speed changes. So 1.8 kilometers to our next stop. Can increase to 60 in a moment. The passing loop here. Little lane there that just goes to nowhere. Get that cruise control down to the right speed. So doing a bit of road running at the minute. This bit looks nice with all the built up area. In fact, let's take a little quick photo because this looks quite nice as you're heading through the town. Another stop here, but we aren't stopping here. Right, let's reduce the power and start coming to a stop for our next photo opportunity, which looks to be beside this lake. Right, more photographs to be taken. I think that's a fairly good excuse to take some for yourself, isn't it? The trees are in the way here to get your train and the lake in together. Take something like this. Yeah, that'll do. Let's zoom in a little bit. So, has anyone, speaking of photo mode, does anybody use this over and above the usual F12 screenshots that you can take? Right, about 5 kilometres to our next stop. At least the rain has stopped for them to be taking some photos, which is always nice. So we can increase to a 30 on here now. 35 I believe it is, there we go. Increasing to a 45 soon as well. Around this corner, and then we should be able to increase our speed a little bit. It's weird how the stop marker looks to be inside the lake, doesn't it there? Which must mean we've got to go down further yet. If you are just joining us, then we're on the newly released Bernina line for Train Sim Mode 4. Currently doing a photo special service, which comes bundled with the route. It allows you to go from one end of the line to the other, so you can take in the entire route in one go, which allows you to get a real concept of height difference. Right, let's increase that speed. So it looks like we're heading towards a viaduct for the next round of photos to be taken. So this EMU does come equipped with cruise control, so we are set to max power, but it's controlling the downhill speed for us. While we are here, let's just reduce that to 40, ready for the upcoming speed limit change. Got another station here, but we're not stopping here. What we are doing though is we're reducing our speed to 30 as we go back into a single line section. Green signal, so we are okay to proceed. No wonder it's a 30 there, that is a really sharp bend. So if you're not sure of the route, while we're just heading around these, I will just quickly show you where we are. So we actually started all the way up here in the tops of the mountains. We've travelled all the way down here, and we've just been through this station here. So we're on our way to the next stop, and I think this means where we are. It looks like we've got some curves to do yet. So we're heading up eventually in Tirano. to the 30 limits now, I think, so heading down towards this viaduct. Nice to see we've got some AI cars running alongside us to add to the realism. I think what we'll do at the next viewpoint is we'll have a quick walk down the train. I think that'll be quite nice. Obviously, we aren't keeping to any sort of timetable on this service, so we can take as long as we want really at the individual viewpoints. Looks like we have a yellow signal creeping in on the minimap. Really is steep. Scooting behind somebody's house here. And we come. Really do feel like you're in someone's front garden now though, that's how close we are. That's a good point for a photo, I think, isn't it? We've got a yellow coming up and then our photo stop, where we will take a look at the viaduct and also the train that we're driving. We haven't looked at that just yet. Bit more of a loop back to do first. back into a double line section. Not stopping here at this station, but you can see here that there is a siding here for some of those wagons to be dropped off. Back into the single line section. What we haven't seen for a while, since we're back up in the mountains, is a train passing us, really. We're certainly back up in the snow when we last passed a train. But maybe it's the off season, so not many trains are running, or... Wow, look at this. This is lovely, is this? Let's there we are, look at that. That's something you'd see in Transport Fever, is that? So this is where our next photo stop is. So start applying some brake. And we are of course going to have a look at the train that we're driving while we are on this break. There we are. Right. We'll let them take their photos. I'll be back in 2 minutes, and then we'll have a look at the train that we're running. Right, welcome back. So as I said, whilst the people are taking the photos here, I think we'll use this opportunity to have a quick look at the train. So this is the train, the EMU that you get in the pack, along with the coaches and the wagons. Only comes in one livery, this one red livery that it actually runs with in real life. So you've got sort of high quality textures and things like that. You've got the scuffs and the ply marks and that sort of thing. Let's open the door here and we can climb in. Have a look at so you've got the information boards, sit down, that sort of thing. Everything you've come to get used to from Train Sim World. So we can walk through, and each of them has a little map on the table with the routes that RHB run on. So we actually come down the steps there here, and then we go back up. We'll open these doors so we can get through. Now if you've been here since the start of the stream, you'll know that we're actually running extra carriages on this service, so we'll just shut that door. Shut that when we get back in, because you can't click these, unfortunately. You can't shut them here, so must have to do those in the so here's the couplings between, so you got the that's stretched around the corner, so that's perhaps a little miss there, but all the cables in there. Let's have a look inside the this carriage. Ah, no one's in this carriage. Oh, there is some people down here. They're very different, but all helps when capacity boosting, of course. Right, can we shut those doors? No, we'll have to do those in the cab. So yeah, that one's stretched beyond what it's expecting, but that one looks to be... Oh no, that one's stretched this way. Oh, we'll have to see what that's like on a straight. See what if that fixes itself, or is that a bug? So if you're just joining us, then we're on the Bernina line, which is a newly released route for Train Sim World. Lock left and lock right. Let's double check from the outside screen that all of those are shut. Yep. So it's a 38km route that takes you from the mountains and down. We're on a photo charter special on this scenario. That allows you to go from one end of the line to the next, so you can take in all of the route in one go. So we've just come round a viaduct in a big spiral there. We're off to another viaduct just down here. So yeah, when we started the stream we were up in the mountains with lots of snow around. We've now come down quite low, and unfortunately the snow's gone, but such is life.
Sorry, not a crime. Not a crime.
So our next stop is just under 2 kilometers away. Excuse me. So we've got a red signal coming up where our photo stop is. Some more S-bends to go before our next stop. Looks like the traffic's been stopped here for us to go across. Oh, that's come very laggy all of a sudden. It's come back in, that's good. In fact, let's take a quick photo here. That's quite a nice photo, I think. Get some of the mountains in the background. There we are. Looks like we've got some other train waiting here. Come in. Obviously we were a bit delayed due to having a look around the train and the unit. But what's a couple of minutes, eh? What we can do is this piece of track is straight, so we can go and check what that that coupling out. I think while we're here, let's unlock the door. That other train's off because we've delayed him. Right. No, they don't meet on the straight, which is odd. Might have to report that back to Dovetail because they're meeting. Oh, they meet. Yeah, they all meet. So perhaps just a little bug where when the unit couples to the coaches, because they aren't missing. They are definitely not there. So right, let's jump back in the cab then. And we can head over to our next viewpoint in 2 kilometers. Jump back in and shut the door. I do like how you can see straight through where the driver's driving. That's certainly a nice touch. Let's lock them doors. Still on a 35 limit. Sorry, a 25 limit. Steep descent here. If you are just joining us, I'll just bring up the map to show where we are. So we originated all the way up here in the mountains, and we've winded our way round and down, and we're currently making our way down towards Tirano, so we're actually not overly too far away now. So this is one of the scenarios that is bundled with the route if you were to buy it. It's one of the photo charters that you can take. Certainly does help with the cruise control, doing kind of the speed limiting job. We actually have a stop up here. Right, so we've got to bring this down to 25. We have a red signal coming up here. Got to bring that down even more in a minute. Down to 15. Got to be wary of that red signal because I can't see it just yet. Bring that down to 15. So our schedule here is we've got to take passengers to take photos, and then we're off to Tirano, which is our last stop. So we will let passengers take photographs here. Really have to be wary that there is a red signal around this corner. There we go. Right, as ever before, let's let them take pictures. No, we don't want to return to main menu. That'd be silly, wouldn't it, to quit just before we finish? So we're letting people take pictures of the... let's get the field of view back up a little bit. Look at us making the traffic wait while people take photos. Over there as well. Aha! Right, and we're off into Tirano we go. Right, so we've got to contact the signaller to let us go past. So they've denied that. Ah, well that's interesting. The tab didn't work, this one did. So I can proceed past. Actually increase the cruise control as well. Looks like we're in very much a built-up area now. We've got the biggest station I think we've seen all scenario here. Anyway, pulling into Tirano platform 4B. Let's not mess this one up because there is buffers at the other end. Put the catchment right up against there. I didn't go any further. Right, let's unlock the doors. Everybody out. He's got a bunch of camera gear in that suitcase. Blimey. Right, they're obviously waiting for onboard travel. Right, so that was Berninalinie. It's out now on Xbox, PlayStation, Epic Games Store, and PlayStation, Xbox, Epic Games Store, and Steam Store. Let me know what you think of it. I think it's a lovely route. Definitely high up in the mountains. The twisty turns and that sort of thing all the way down is it's definitely something different to drive. It's a bit of a long scenario is that one, but taking around about 2 hours-ish to do. It does recommend an hour and a half on the menu, but I've been streaming just coming up to 2 hours now, so give or take a couple of minutes for breaks and alike. So let's lock the doors and let's prepare the train for stabling. So let's just jump in there. Lock the doors and apply into full service. Reverser to 0. Master key out. Oh, that's a master key locked. There we are. Right, so that has been Berninalinie. I hope you've all enjoyed that one. Thank you very much for joining me on that one. We'll be back sometime soon with something other railroad related. So thank you all very much for watching. Thank you very much for the bits, Sugar Rush. And I will see you all sometime soon.